Hey guys, this is Red and Blue, your channel on YouTube for all things PSG in English. Please subscribe. Today, we're the day after our first game in the Champions League for the 25-26 season against Atalanta, and a beautiful win, 4-0, clear and dominant, just as we like it. And so I wanted to go through a few key things from the game, a few key elements, do a little bit of a review, and just, call out some of the stuff that we've seen. Starting with my first point, which is the team is back. I think more than anything for me, the thing that really struck out is that it was a dominant team performance and collective performance like we haven't seen since the big games of the Club World Cup, I would say. Really, collectively, the team was very, very, very strong. We managed to, really score 4 goals. 2 of them getting scored by our defenders. Our midfield dominated the game. Our defense didn't concede a goal. And yeah, more than anything, I think the visual impression of strength is one thing. The second thing which I noted is there is something profoundly joyful about this team. Honestly, I don't know if it's just because we're supporting them and we're PSG fans and so on. But it's great football. Honestly, it's really entertaining to watch. If you watch the first 20 minutes of the game where we completely dominate, literally we could be at the 20th minute at 4-0 and there would be nothing to say about it. But yeah, we completely dominate. The team tactically is completely liquid, so players are moving around, rotating their spots, making runs, creating spaces, passing the ball, shooting and scoring and so on. And it's just it's football as it should be played. Simple as. And just it's amazing to see, and it's really, really, really enjoyable. And honestly, for me, I don't know for you guys, let me know what you think, but for me, really the frame of reference that I can think is the heydays of Barcelona under Guardiola and then Luis Enrique. But really, mostly the Guardiola version of Barca, which was dominating Europe, but also at this element of a very, very clean, practiced, and thorough way of playing the game, which shone through. And I think you could complain about the tiki-taka and the passing and so on, but there was something magical about seeing it. And honestly, I'm getting the same feeling about Luis Enrique's PSG. There's something magical when you see Marquinhos scoring from a number 9 position after 2 minutes in the game. It's what the hell is going on in this game? And it's just yeah, a little bit magical, honestly. And it goes on, it happens through the game. You see Fabian Ruiz making getting the ball back from Atalanta, passing it, making a run, and then flicking with his heel, passing on to Kvara. It's just beautiful, beautiful football. Nuno slotting into the midfield and making runs into the attack. And instantly you can see Vitinha dropping back to cover. You can see Fabian Ruiz dropping back to cover for Vitinha. Everything is a very well-oiled machine where the players know exactly what the game demands of them. More than just, we're applying what our coach has told us and we're doing a 4-4-2 into 4-3-3 or whatever. It's the intelligence of the player on the pitch and their adaptability is incredible. And there was this funny quote from the Luis Enrique documentary a year ago now, where he says, if he could put electricity into the player's brain to control them, he would love that. And I think we're past that point now. He's not controlling them anymore. He's taught them what he knows about football, and they actually they play like jazz musicians. A classical orchestra is amazing. They all play to the same sheet of music and they all play together. but the ability of jazz musicians to be able to improvise off of each other is just second to none. And this is really what it looks like we've got here. And yeah, it's just beautiful, beautiful music. And so yeah, the team is back because I think, since the beginning of the season, we hadn't seen dominant performances like this. We've won all of our games, so everything has been good. But I think there was always a sense of we're doing what we need to get the win, but we're ramping up. Physically, we're not there yet. It's not like the opponent in front. It's just like not challenging. And so we did what we had to do to win those games, but we never, maybe with the exception of Toulouse, we never did a full game trying to destroy the opponent. And it's really what we got yesterday. And the last thing about the team as well is that, it shows in terms of what happens when we've got the ball and when we move it into offense and so on. But the other thing that struck with me is that the way we handle our low moments in the game is also something that really struck with me. I think against Lens, for example, there were a few moments where they had the ball and they were really challenging us and they were moving into our area, and Thauvin versus Hernandez and so on. There were difficulties for us. Yesterday, I think the best point of the game for Atalanta was in the first half between the 20th and the 35th minute. There's 15 minutes where they really try to push back on us. They really press us very high all the way to our area. And ultimately, I was watching this, and the thought that struck me is we might be under pressure, but we're never in danger. We're always in control. And we're knocking the ball around in our area between Chevalier, Marquinhos, Pacho, Vitinha, and so on. And yeah, they're pressing us and they're committing players. And we're never really in danger of losing the ball, conceding something, or them having really a great opportunity to score. And I think at this point of the season, and given where we are physically, I thought that was mighty impressive. The ability to really control our low moments in the game. And yeah, at the same time, we score one goal at the beginning of the first half, one goal at the end of the first half, one goal at the beginning of the second half, and one goal at the end of the second half. Couldn't be better. It's literally couldn't be better. So yeah, and we could have scored a lot more as well. Which actually brings me to my next point, which is about our top player. And I think in these games, there's two which really stand out, Kvara and Nuno Mendes. Nuno Mendes probably a little bit above. Kvara was named MVP for the game by UEFA. And he had a great game, he scores an amazing goal after a run. And I think, for Kvara, he really finds himself and gives us maybe for the first time a really, really complete and dominant performance while taking the spot on the right of our offense. Typically, all of the best Kvara performances have been on the left, and all of the time where he's been moved to the right, it was always so. He was never the best Kvara. And I think the role is very different because if you think about it, the left winger in this team is really starts from a position very, very close to the touchline, very much on the side of the pitch, and has to provoke defenders either by taking runs at their back and jumping into space at the back of the defense, or making runs towards the inside of the field to find themselves in a position to curve a shot, essentially, and dribbling past defenders and so on. But it's all about provoking and making runs and going towards goal and finding that road towards the goal as efficiently as possible. When you're on the right, it feels very different, and I think that's the way Doué has infused into this, because once you've got Hakimi, who's really going to be that player who's staying close to the touchline, so the attacker is going to be more on the half space, and instead of jumping towards goal, he's going to be actually dropping back into the field to cover and like make the link between midfield and attack. And on both sides, it's a bit similar. So Hakimi goes forward. Whatever midfield is on the right will stay back to be able to cover that space between them and Marquinhos. And so Kvara has to drop back a little bit to cover for, typically it's João Neves who will be on the right. And at the same time, in terms of how we organize the game as well, it's this attacker who drops back and acts as a sort of number 10 a little bit, like an advanced number 10. And we've seen like sometimes Dembele does it when Dembele plays. A lot of time it's Doué is actually doing it because he can drop back a little bit and either make run towards the area or find lines of passing or so on. But yeah, in this case, it was Kvara. And if you see his goal, it's unusual to see him start so low on the pitch and have a run that's, so like direct towards goal and running towards the area versus being in the area. Typically Kvara, he starts at the edge of the area, dribbles a player or two, and then gets a shot and scores like this. Here he starts like nearly at the midway line. He has to move past like essentially 4 players who do a horrible job of closing him down, by the way, and then like gets his shot from the entry point of the area. So pretty different, still very impressive, but yeah, very different. And so it's great to see him like kind of finding his way to take on this role and really turning in the performance in this position. And I think for a player who was supposed to be injured after the last game, yeah, my God, like, what a performance. And like, it's the first time this season that we see Kvara like really turning in a solid, really good performance. And so hopefully we can get more of the same in the coming weeks and starting at the next game. And then Nuno Mendes. And I mean, what a player, like seriously, like best left back in the world, like no question at all about this in my mind. Fantastic player. I think the way he's so dominant physically and athletically, the way he can burst into space and make run from the defense all the way to the attack. I mean, like, the only point of comparison would be Hakimi. Honestly, like, the only point of comparison would be Hakimi. And yeah, I think in this game, he shines even brighter than Hakimi. He makes run from the defense. He goes back and forth. He's starting to be very, very well connected, like I said, with Vitinha and Fabian Ruiz, instead of covering for each other and creating space for each other. And I was looking at it, on the goals that he scores. Like, I was looking at the build-up of the action, and it is so smooth and seamless. It's incredible. He's just like, he sees a little bit of space ahead of him. He runs into it. He doesn't even look behind him. He knows, like, Vitinha straight away drops into the left fullback, and Fabian Ruiz drops back into number 6. And it happens like this. They don't have to talk. They don't have to gesture. They don't have to look at each other. They know exactly what's happening, and it's like it's a concerto. It's ballet. It's like really, it's art. It's just incredible. And Nuno Mendes, like, he goes all the way. He not only like, which is he's done a lot of time during the game. He moves forward and he kind of takes the space of Fabian Ruiz into midfield. But this time he does Fabian Ruiz plus, which is he takes the space of Fabian Ruiz, but then also does the bit where when Fabian Ruiz projects into the area, and so he projects into the half space, combines with Barcola, gets the ball back, dribbles a defender, and places a shot like millimeters away from the post. Atalanta goalkeeper does a terrible job as well. But yeah, like beautiful setup, beautiful execution, and yeah, very, very nice goal. And his performance throughout in being able to contribute offensively and defensively, it's vintage Nuno, man. It's crazy. It's beautiful stuff. And anyway, the last third point, which I kind of wanted to mention, this one is like, I don't know, it's not a joke because it's not really funny that much, but like, I'm gonna end up believing there's a penalty curse in PSG this season. Like, what the hell was happening with Barcola? Like, I still don't understand what was going on. What's going on in his head? It's like we get a penalty at the close of the first half, which can put us like 3-0 up at halftime. And for some reason, Vitinha is on the pitch, so Vitinha should be the one like taking the penalty. But for some reason, he doesn't really want it. He doesn't make any effort to get it. So Barcola takes it. Barcola puts the ball down, takes one step back, and like tries to shoot like without any run up to the ball. And so we get like this completely floppy shot. That's like, I mean, barely above a pass to the goalkeeper. Like, the goalkeeper almost jumps too far to like and gets the ball almost rolling under his belly. It's just completely silly. And so yeah, so I really don't know what was happening. I very much assume that Luis Enrique was probably not amused by it, probably not amused at all. And I think Barcola probably got a pretty firm talking to in the locker room. And I would very much expect that we're not going to see Barcola take any penalties anytime soon. But yeah, I mean, like since the beginning of the season, Vitinha missed one, Dembele missed one, now Barcola is missing one. It's like, guys, we're mid-September, like, you get it. On one side, get it all out of your system, miss all of your penalties now, and like keep the good ones for like down the road when it actually matters. But yeah, so we're 2-0 up, we win the game 4-0, so it ends up being like a funny moment. But if you imagine like him doing the same thing in 2 weeks when we're in Barcelona, and probably we're going to be struggling a lot more, I'm telling you right now, like I'm not going to be laughing if that happens. And I think, the wider question as well is like, who should be in charge of shooting penalties? I think, even if he's missed a couple since in the last 6 months, I think Vitinha is still a fantastic shooter. He needs, hopefully he doesn't have like any confidence issues that would preclude him from taking them. It's shooting a penalty, it's technical, but it's also mental. And I think it's like probably like 80% mental, 20% technical at this level. So if Vitinha is in his head, he's not feeling it, he hasn't really sorted out like the right way of approaching it and so on, fine, he's not taking it for now, and like probably working on it after training, and it's fine by me. Dembele is injured. Dembele should be taking them. Dembele has an amazing technique. He's completely unpredictable because he does this, run up as if he's gonna shoot with his left foot and then curves it around to shoot with his right. And like, I honestly, like, I do not know how a goalkeeper could approach that. So Dembele can take them. And the thing is, we've got plenty of amazing penalty taker. Hakimi, apparently, because Hakimi is known for shooting very well penalty kicks. Apparently, since he missed a decisive one with Morocco in the last African Cup of Nations, he's sworn off to taking penalties, and he doesn't want to do it anymore. So, because it'd be a good option, but apparently, like, yeah, he retired from it, and like he's not an option anymore. Because I know a lot of fans are talking about this. Nuno Mendes also like sometimes takes them pretty well, but I think in terms of technical execution, for me, like Dembele and Vitinha are the two who should be taking them, the two who are like strongest in terms of execution, but also mentally have like the toughness and the experience and so on to just like put everything to the side and shoot the penalty and do a job at it. And, they're not going to succeed 100% of the time. No one does. Even Neymar misses some. So it is the role of the game. But, like, if like a player like Barcola, like when he gets his chance, this is what he does. Let's stop like throwing them around. It's going to those two. If Dembele is fit, like he can take them. If Vitinha is not feeling it in his head, but for now, like, yeah, it should be Vitinha and like move on from that. Anyway, so that was it for me. The champions are back. What a game, what a game, what a game, what a game. 4-0 against Atalanta. we are, as of now, on top of the Champions League. So, the season is starting just like the one before ended. Obviously, let's not get carried away. It's only a first game. It's a long season, and the Champions League gets won in May and June, and not in September. So we have a long road ahead of us. The next game is going to be in Barcelona on the 2nd of October, and that's going to be a hell of a tougher game. But for now, we can turn our attention to Marseille and go to Marseille on Sunday. And yeah, I mean, if we can get the same score, I'd be fine with it. I'd be completely fine with it. But yeah, anyway, we'll have time to talk about this. For now, the champions are back. Leave a like for that. Leave a comment of what you liked and disliked about this game. And as always, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell to get notified. And don't forget, ici c'est Paris!